Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And today we'll be unboxing the InMotion S1. And I know you're all waiting for the S20, but that's what you get today. Let me tell you more about it. Wrong Way. Alright, first up, also big thanks to InMotion for hooking me up with the scooter. They send it for me for free to keep, but nevertheless I will review it as all of my other vehicles and I'll give you an unbiased opinion. Yeah, again, a scooter. Although in some videos before I said that there wouldn't be many scooters around on the channel anymore, but this is again something special. And if you maybe remember this video, I said also that if there's something special or something that really tickles my pickle, then I will check it out. And this is such a case. This is the InMotion scooter, a brand that also makes electric unicycles. So I was kind of curious how they would make a scooter with all of the UC knowledge they have. Anyways, box looks pretty good. There's also some additional plastic foil action going on, some additional straps here, so this looks pretty good. And if I just put it up here and spin it around, there are some holes, but I think that the scooter is alright. And just to note, these things are very difficult to prevent while shipping, but this box looks pretty alright. Not like the Roadrunner box we just received. Anyways, there is no sticker here, which should be there for the batteries. I always forget it. I'll blend it in just in the screen. 37.1. So yeah, it should be here because there are batteries inside. Anyways, let's open it up, and here we see this side is up. They're so cool. They don't even use an I, they use an apostrophe. This side's up, man. They should remove the N from InMotion too and just say, hey, we're InMotion. Slice this up. Sorry, difficult to work with me. Here's some additional tape. And I actually think that, yeah, this one opens up. It's probably written there. Yeah, box from this side. All right, more tape. I don't think if that's like entirely super environmentally friendly to use this amount of plastic, but I guess it's also for safety. That's a fair point. Okay, I think that's it. Pretty anticlimactic. Oh, I'm sorry. Close your ears. Okay, not the type of styrofoam I like, but there is not much residue though, so that's cool. But it's like the firm type. That's what she said. So here we have the scooter. It's pretty big, right? Looks like a box of like Lego.
Like Lego Technic.
Lego Technic. Here we have also a InMotion manual. And this manual, pretty lofty. I'll gloss over it for maybe a bit later. But yeah, that's pretty good that we have so many pages. It's a different page, like with some additional info. I like it. There's a lot of content there. I don't know what content it is, but you can subscribe to my content by subscribing to the channel. We have a single charger. Here on the charger we can see, oh, it is actually 54 volt. That's insane. It's 63 volt charger. So the scooter is actually 54 volts. That's a 15S battery, I think. Very, very unusual, but the higher voltage should mean that this scooter is way better for inclines. And as the box says, it should climb 30% slopes, which is, I think, more than usual scooters. And 63 volts for such a tiny thing, that's a lot. Usually it's up to either 42 volts, maximum peak voltage in the Xiaomi's of this world. I think the 9 Max is also somewhere around that. And 48 volts for the a bit more powerful commuter scooters like the, I don't know, VZ 8 and stuff. And this is way more volts. I like that. More volts, more fun, more volts, more speed, more volts, everything is better. Here we have a lot of parts we need to assemble, I guess. I'll put that to the side. Oh, and you can also connect 2 chargers. Charging time for 1 charger is 7 hours, with 2 charger around 3.5 or 3.2 hours. All right. Here we have this. Okay, it's already connected. It's a bit of a pickle, isn't it? There's so many parts here. What's that even? I guess I just need to take everything out. That's not user friendly to have like everything in parts. And how would you need like 2 people to get it out? Sorry. Like, it's not even funny. Or is it? I'm fine. Ready to go. All right, I guess I'll look a bit into the manual and see what to do. And I think that the first step would be to not let this fall out. And then we put this in. Oh, very tight. Very satisfying. I suppose that is all right. Oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to be for sure. Then we put the kickstand on. As you can tell, for sure, I did read the instruction manual. The cables are a bit in the way. It's on the right side, it's for sure. Ow, you fuck. Every time I get a scooter, this happens. Oh yeah, I think that's the case. So now I can leave this here, and the cable is longer. So now I can do this. Right, let's put it in place. I won't put it in perfectly, as it is usual the first time. But I guess after a bit of practice, a bit of adjustments, I'll put it in properly, I guess. Okay, so it's not that hard to assemble it. It's just a couple parts, but just like taking it out of the box is a bit of a pain in the ass. We have an additional 6 screws, and I shall put them in here. On the top, we have the mounts for the handlebar.
What ranking do you give the screws?
Those are pretty good, I would say. Hex screws I like. Metal threads I like. Thread locker I like. So I would actually give it a 10 out of 10, I think. That's the best screw they could use. Did I already damage the screw? Yes, I did. 9 out of 10 for the screw. Maybe my tool isn't also the best. Maybe I'll come back after a short commercial break. Are you tired of holding handlebars? Do you think that you are overpaying for the performance of your scooter? Do you think that you could have a more comfortable and freeing ride? Then look no further than the InMotion V11. With suspension, twice as big of a battery as this, more riding pleasure, better off-road experience, and great features. Back to the video. Alright, so we screwed in the 4 screws on the sides, but actually the threads here were just a bit off to the right, as you can see. Now it's already aligned because I put this one in, which was also a trouble, but the bottom one looks alright, so I guess a bit of refining in the QC department would be nice, but still, we can make it happen. Alright, so once we put all of the screws there in on the top, we have this element. Wait, I'll just show it to you real quick. For the stem, I guess to keep the wheel in place, and the whole front fork. So we'll just do that. Not that hard to assemble the scooter, just a bit fiddly. Could be easier, could be easier. Definitely if this was pre-assembled, like if the scooter came like this, just with the handlebar off, way easier for users to assemble it. Alright, so we managed to assemble everything finally. So this is how it looks like. Very tall handlebar, very tall. Reminds me a bit of the sharing scooters out there, and their position of the handlebar is pretty nice. This looks pretty good, although it's kind of close. I guess you'll have to wait for the full review to see how it goes. And it also has suspension front and back. So here, right out of the gate. Front suspension, also back suspension, which you can see here. So this is pretty cool. Is there any suspension? Yeah, it feels pretty good, but probably you'll need to wait, as said, for the full review. Now I'll just power it on and show you the display here. And small moment of satisfaction. And here we have a button. Wow, that looks very nice. And here I guess we can turn the light on and off. And the light looks fairly bright in the front. You can maybe compare it to some light maybe later on. Or just wait for a full review. This looks decent. And then we can also, I guess, change the modes here somehow. Can we? No. And it also has a kickstart, so you need to just push the scooter to start riding, which is okay. Here we have also the brake, and the brake is a front drum brake. And in the back we have regenerative braking from the motor, which should be pretty decent, as UCs just rely on electronic braking, and InMotion knows how to make UCs. They know how to make electronic braking. With that said, let's put this scooter here on the pedestal. And as you can see already, there is RGB lighting, which acts as turn signals. So if the scooter is leaning one or the other way, or if you're turning with the handlebar, then it will do this. I'm not entirely sure if it's super useful, but hey, that's how it is. The blue definitely looks cool. Here we also have charge ports, and these are the new charge ports that will be used in the European Union. This, and there's also a bigger kind, which are way safer than what we had before, the GX16s. As you can see, there's pretty good seal for all of the pins. So that's really cool. And we also have this pretty decent kickstand here. Also in the box we got this, which is an extender for the valve to pump up the tires. Tires themselves are also really nice. They're really wide and big. I guess that those are 10-inch tires. And we also have reflectors here, just so it complies with all of the regulations. And very little cable management. This cable just a bit too tight for my taste, but that's how it is. We can also connect them together with this bit. And on the top, everything is super clean. I like that a lot, that there is no cable mess on the top. The grips, very big and chunky and beefy. For Kate, a bit too big. For me, I think they're be fine, but no riding with wrist guard, sadly. And here you can see there's a hole in the handlebar for the cables to go through. Very nifty indeed. So to fold up the scooter, you just use this clamp here. There's a button, and this is the first safety pin here on the top that doesn't let you, I don't know, fold up the scooter. And there is, you can see here, the second element moving. This is what holds the scooter then in place. And then it beeps because it tells you you're stupid, you're folding the scooter and it could still ride. So there you go. Then you have a clamp here on the bottom, very simple to lift up. Although it weighs 24 kilograms, it's rather heavy. It's as heavy, in fact, as the InMotion V11 that we have here. The folding looks relatively simple. Everything feels very satisfying. And yeah, then we just put this back in place. Click, click, no rattling, nothing else. I guess we'll see in the view how this behaves, but it looks pretty solid. We also have a very solid mudguard here in the back, which is also a footrest. This area here, maybe this is just protruding a bit too much, but this area here looks very solid. We have also a light in the back. Let's see if it's visible at all. And a brake light. I guess not the brightest, but it's pretty visible actually.
Yeah, it's pretty okay.
It's very decent. And the mudguard is long enough. Thank God, finally. And there's also room for a license plate for our German friends over the border. Front mudguard, a bit too short, I think, in the front. This will spray. But in the back, looks decent, And you can even adjust that. Wow! I don't know if it does anything. I think it actually does. Wow. Wait for the full review. The deck is very roomy. It's a very long scooter, 125 centimeters, so it's way longer than what we usually get here. with the Xiaomi's and the 9bots of the world. But therefore we also get a roomier deck. The stem also goes out very far, so I think it will be pretty good to ride. There is also app support, and I just wanted to really quickly see what's available there. We have the InMotion S1 here. Then connects. Okay, oh, so we get all the info here. Thank you. Find a vehicle. I guess this. And then we can see the settings, light. We can also lock the scooter, which is very nifty. And we have a speed clamp. We don't care about that. We want to go 30 kilometers an hour. And then we have the ride modes. Turn signals we can turn on or not. And the atmosphere light. And automatic cruise control, which I will also put on. Then the speed units. I don't know why there's vehicle calibration. And ride assistance, downhill assistance. This function was able to smoothly pass through steep downhill road without braking. Maybe I'll try it out later. And we have also a firmware upgrade. Now I guess the only thing that is missing here compared to a Xiaomi or a 9bot is that it doesn't have a smart BMS. So, you know, it's still a passive BMS in both cases, but you can't actually see what is the individual cell voltage in the pack. So I think that's something that they could improve upon in the future, especially if you have a scooter for a long time, then those cells can just have a different voltage. But apart from that, pretty solid. InMotion is also pretty good with their safety of their battery packs, so that's cool. And oh my god, I almost forgot. Very important, the scooter has 3 IP ratings. IP55 for the whole body, IPX6 for the controller, so this is already pretty solid, and IPX7 for the controller, for the battery. So this scooter should be actually really good to ride any season. Rainy season, no rainy season. So that is very cool. So with that said, if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon. And that's me again. Yeah, I think that you should totally invest in one of these beautiful things. They are really quick, really comfortable, charge quick, and are really an amazing experience. Check out the Wrong Way channel for more info.